Hello everybody and welcome to my video, Getting Tidier. I hope you're well. It's Friday and my goodness, it's been a long week. It really has. I think I said on my other video that every single day I've woken up thinking it was Friday, which when it's Monday or Tuesday, and then you wake up thinking it's Friday and it's the weekend. Oh no, it's not. It's Tuesday. It's Wednesday. It's Thursday. So the week has been long. Quite a few good things have happened today though, so that's a Brucey bonus. And saying that has just made me laugh because if you're from the United Kingdom, you will absolutely know what I mean by it's a Brucey bonus. But I'm not sure anybody anywhere else in the whole world will know what I'm talking about. So that has made me smile. So what are you all thinking about the 30-day challenge? Now, if you don't want to start today and you want to start next week and you want to start a completely different date, that's cool. There might be some crossover. We might be doing some of the same days. But for those of you that have started today, what are you thinking? How do you get on? What are you going to do? So some people are doing swimming 3 times a week. Some people are doing 2,000 steps a day. Some people are doing 10,000 steps a day. So for me, as you know, I'm going to say no to something every single day. And also I'm going to do 10,000 steps. Only Fridays have always been my day right since I went back to work when my daughter was 13, 14 months old and I went back part-time. Friday was always my long day in the office and I've hardly ever done many steps at all on a Friday. But my husband found my watch that counts steps. He found the charger. He charged it all for me. So I wore that all day today. And I think it was about lunchtime and I was still only on 2,000 steps. And then I went out this evening to up my steps, but popped into my mum's to give her a couple of pots back, which were her. You'll see my sort out in a minute. But I took a couple of pots straight back to her. I thought, strike while the iron's hot and get rid of them. They belong to my mum. So I popped in and then we ended up having a chat about a few different things. And then by the time I left hers, it was about, 9:15. What time is it now? It was about 8:30. And I was then walking round and round the houses, constantly looking at my watch to try and get to 10,000 steps. You will see, and I've added it right at the end of my video though, the excitement of I looked across and I thought there was a dog. And I thought, that's like a Doberman dog, and it was staring straight at me. It was quite a distance away, and I don't need glasses, but my eyesight's not as good, right into the distance. So I sort of squinted a little bit, and I thought, that looks like a dog. In a minute, it's going to come charging towards me. Then I thought, oh, is it a little muntjac deer? And then I stared, and it was a cute little muntjac deer. And because in so many parts of England, they're building everywhere, obviously wildlife have got nowhere to go, have they? I've talked about this before, but yeah, muntjac deer, so cute. So I managed to do my 10,000 steps, and it's now 9:45. I've got 10,116 steps. Woohoo! Now, going, things that I said no to, well, one thing that I said no to, I said no to a chocolate cookie at lunchtime. So I said no to a chocolate cookie. I resisted. I said no. And a couple of other things I thought were pretty good. So, my invigilating work, I'm due to do invigilating next week, 2 afternoons, and I really can't fit it in. So I messaged and thought if they're relying on me and they're short, I will still commit because I don't like letting people down. But I'm going to check to see if they've got cover. And the good news was they'd got enough people. So I've got 2 afternoons back. So you can see I was doing loads in the kitchen and I mentioned about how I need to sort this out. So this cupboard is now my second layer. So do you remember when I went through it all before and I took everything out, I cleaned the shelves, I sorted out all the lunch boxes? Well, it's all got into a muddle again. So I decided to be a bit more ruthless. And do you remember in the pantry, I put loads of lids that didn't have boxes and boxes that didn't have lids? Well, a couple of them have been found and others haven't. So I just thought, well, what is the point of keeping them all? So I decided to get all the lunch boxes and everything out of the cupboard, and you'll see towards the end of the video that I managed to get rid of lots of things. So I'm really pleased about that. A couple of things that I last time checked with my husband, and he said, oh yes, we keep that. This time I asked him, he said, no, get rid of that. So I was pleased, really pleased. And then the other good thing with my work was that I'm due to take on 2 new learners. Well, with all the changes that are happening to my second job, if indeed I do have a second job, because obviously they're doing this restructure, with everything that's happening, I'm getting so many new learners and having to do so much work, and they've given me 2 more that work for the fire service, and they're miles away, a long way away from my house. And I just thought, I know I said with this job that I would just say yes to everything, but I do feel like I'm spreading myself a bit thin. And I thought, really, if they're going to give all of these, group of learners to somebody else, and I'm just going to focus on another area, I'm better to say no. So I messaged my line manager a couple of days ago and just said, thinking about it, I would like to keep the learners that I've now had for a year, but with the 2 new ones, is it possible for somebody else to take them? And unbeknown to me, that manager messaged another manager, and somebody rang me on Friday morning, today in the morning, and said, yes, they'd take them on. Now, where I said no, this I thought was good. He said, oh, well, you've got the meetings coming up, doing the inductions and doing sorting all the paperwork out. So if you go ahead with those, and then I will meet with them for the next meeting, which is August or September. Well, that doesn't help me, because where I'm absolutely crazy busy is from now until the middle of July. And the induction meetings are the ones which are a lot more work, a lot more effort. You have to go all through the standards, all through, lots of requirements, expectations. So I thought, I'm going to say no. So I said, oh, okay, well, thanks for that. I said, well, I think it's better that I'll keep them, because where I need help is that I need somebody to take them now. And so I'll keep the learners. So thanks for your offer of support, but I'll say no to that. And he then said, oh, no, that's not a problem. We could always cancel the meetings and I'll take them on from now. So I waffled on a bit then, didn't I? But I was so pleased. So that's now saved me, really, to get there and back. That was going to be another 2 mornings. So I've got 2 mornings back and 2 afternoons back, which means there's a lot then less pressure with my number 1 job and number 2 job. So I'm really pleased about that. So you can see different angles I decided to do today. So you can see I was sorting out my bottles, and then the whole of the side there is covered with all different lunch boxes. And yes, I do know I've got my strawberries on my side, but all the lunch boxes are clean. So like I normally do, I'm going to go through some of your comments. So first up tonight is Judith Woomer, and she says, hello Emma, I'm determined to lose this weight. I'm tired of going up and down. The best way I've found for me is to no sugar, no fats, no carbs, no soda, processed foods. I get the best benefits if I eat small meals several times a day. I try for 15 minutes at night on my stationary bike. I've seen my doctor about 2 months ago and have lost 12 pounds since. Wow, Judith, that is amazing. You should be so proud of yourself. Well done. I've got a lot to lose and I'm aiming for 135 pounds. Wow, that's a lot. This is fun having bunches of ladies men from all over the world doing some kind of challenge together. It's very true that the older you get, the harder it is to lose weight. I'm determined. Good luck, Emma. That is fantastic, Judith. I'm so pleased to hear that you've already lost all that weight and that you're really striving to lose more. And Bluebird said, best of luck, Judith. And I just think that's amazing, that sort of commitment. So I think for all of us, we've got to remember some days aren't going to be as good as others, but it's a commitment to each other. We'll hold each other accountable, Okay, so we're all going to help each other. I think that's really good. So Erin said, yes, I'm definitely doing this. 30 minutes a day, swimming or treadmill, squats and hand weights 3 times a week. I'm super stoked others are joining in and we can do it together. That's great, Erin. Wow, that's really good. You sound like you've got like a routine there. Excellent. Hi Emma from Bluebird. My kids did a bunch of decluttering this week. We're donating 7 bags of clothes. Oh my goodness. You should have done a video, Bluebirds. Have you done a video? Have you done a getting tidy video? We're donating 7 bags of clothes, 2 bags of bedding, 5 boxes of books, 2 bags of tote bags, some shoes and some hangers. Oh my goodness. That's amazing. That is absolutely amazing. And then she said, I did a search on YouTube for decluttering mementos, and there are some fabulous videos to help with deciding what's most important to save and how to organise stuff. Great inspiration. Enjoy your weekends. I'm so grateful to my husband for loading all the donations into the car and taking it to Goodwill. Wow, that is amazing. All that space you've created. All that space you've created. Then NBig860 says, saying no is so hard. Good for you. Setting this goal. I'm cheering you on from CT USA. CT. Trying to think where CT is in USA. Connecticut? Connecticut? I'm looking over at my husband and my husband is nodding his head. Thank you so much. Thank you for your support. Zoe Brindle says, hi Emma, I needed the nudge. I'm going to join in and have a walk daily. Well done. That's great. Hilarious. Declutter to someone else's home and then take a picture. That still really makes me laugh. I've got to do this. I've really got to do this. I'm going to take something around my mother-in-law's, like a little pretty vase that I don't want anymore, and I'll snap a photograph and I'll put it in one of my videos. Should I do that? That really amuses me. It's funny how I've got a bit of a funny sense of humour, really. Some things just really make me laugh, and I don't think they make other people laugh, but there you go. But Zoe says, that's really made me giggle. Loving your videos, sending love. Thank you, Zoe. And then Melissa Cross. Hi, Emma. I'm one of your Australian subscribers. I live in Tasmania, which is Australia's only island state and the most southerly. Wow. I'm going to have a look on the map to see where you are. Have a look on my daughter's globe. I've never been to Australia before. I'm a recently retired nanny to 3 gorgeous grandchildren. I love it when people talk about their grandchildren like that. 2 boys and a girl. How old are they, Melissa? Are they little or are they older? I'm enjoying following your Getting Tidier journey. Thank you. I'm wanting to start exercising too and intend to do 5,000 steps a day to start and build up from there. Good luck to you and everyone starting this challenge. Melissa, that's fantastic. That is absolutely fantastic. And just remember, if one day you don't quite get 5,000, that's fine. Don't give up. Just keep going. That's really good. I never know how to quite pronounce this. Comorabia. Sorry if I've said that wrong. Probably completely wrong. But hello, Emma. I'm already in my recomposition journey, but I've been sick for a week, so I guess I can join your challenge going back to the gym. I'm sorry to hear you've been unwell. I hope you're fully recovered. And yes, please do, and let me know how you get on. For your decluttering, I think you should start to group together things that are similar or themed. Yeah, I do need to get better at that. I've things that are all over the place. Such as all the sewing stuff, all the gardening plants, so you know where to look and nothing gets lost. You're right. You are so right. And Nikki Ross. So I've not heard from Nikki for ages, but she's been unwell. So I hope you're fully better, Nikki. She says, hello, I've been sick, so forgive me for missing some of your videos and not commenting after all your hard work. And then I said, oh, I've not seen this. Oh, goodness. So I said, oh, no, are you feeling better now? And I don't always get notifications from YouTube. But she said, after 2 trips to A&E and umpteen tests, I'm slowly improving. A mystery virus. Oh, you poor thing. Cancelled our holiday too, but hey-ho, I'm alive. I can now catch up with your videos over the rainy weekends. Oh, Nikki, how awful that you've gone through that. I do hope you're better. Are you left with any like symptoms like cough or anything? Maybe just feeling exhausted. I'm really sorry to read that. Cook Mum says, I absolutely love the idea of saying no daily. It makes me think I need to say yes more to my children and with my hubby, and say no to any work-related treats and schedule to allow margin in our calendar. That's very true. That's very true. Say yes to some things and no to other things. But I did feel quite pleased, and you still got the control, because I said yes to crisps, but I made a point that I did quite fancy a chocolate cookie. But I just decided to say no. And then I said no because that man was saying to me, you know, he wanted me to do the main inductions, which is the hard work. And he was going to take them over from September. And I thought, no. So I'm going to do that every day. Say no. And then Sharon Steventon says, hi, Emma, great idea saying no. When I go shopping and buy health food, when it comes to the biscuits and chocolate aisle, that's where I fail. To be honest, Sharon, I find that if I have biscuits and chocolate in the house, I just eat it all. So generally, we don't buy things. I did have quite a lot of chocolate in the house after my birthday. That's the only thing. But if it's in the house, I eat it. I'm not one of those people that can have like a big biscuit barrel with all like really the best biscuits in, and then that just sit there for months. I just end up eating all the best ones. And then Sharon says, I've started swimming again and going to start doing more regular exercise and cut down on coffee and drink more water. So Sharon's saying no to coffee some days. That's fantastic. Fantastic. So I'm so impressed and loving your comments and your ideas. I really love it. There's so many more to read, so many other things. So please do let me know what you're going to do, how your day's gone, etc., etc. The one other thing that just made me smile that I'm going to comment on is Cami Hell says, what is the little tiny baby sink for on the left of your sink? I think the little tiny baby sink is my soap dish. But Helen Palmer says it's for vegetable peelings. I wash mine out well after, then put my cutlery in when I've washed them. It's many uses, really. So Cami then said it's adorable. I've only just read these comments. It's adorable and seems very useful. I have a vegetable sink also, but it's by itself on the cooking island. It seems like it would be better by the big sink, like Emma's. Oh, I see. You mean on my draining rack, where I've got a big sink and then a little area. Yeah, okay, a little sink. I see what you mean now. Sorry, for a minute I thought you meant my little soap dish, because that could look like a little baby bath. Okay, so I use that when, like, say for instance, I don't have a washing up bowl. So, for example, I'll rinse items and use that sink. But people use it in lots of different ways, to be honest. So you can see how much I managed to get through, and I did set a timer. You can see my ladybird sitting there. But after the timer went off, I hadn't finished, so I set the timer again. So I was going through and sort of putting all the pots with the lids, and then you'll see the big pile of things that I got rid of. So I was really pleased. I still think there's probably more that I can do, and also there's things right in the back of the corner of the cupboard that I just really don't use much. Like there's a few, dare I say it, I feel like I've got a whisper to say it, but there's mugs in there. Not many, probably about 5 or 6, but some of those, and I thought, oh, like, really, I've not had them out since the last time I sorted the cupboard. But I felt like, you know how you can easily get distracted? I felt like what I needed to sort out were all the lunch boxes. And what I could easily end up doing was then sort out the entire cupboard, which I didn't have time for that. Because I was doing all this after, obviously, I'd worked all day, then my daughter came home. I finished at about 5:30, and then we had chips and I went on a walk. And then we came back and watched a little bit of television. We're still watching the race around the world, and we all like that. And then I needed to go out and try and get my 10,000 steps. which I think what I need to make sure I do is I need to plan it in earlier, because no point like getting to like 5 o'clock and I've still got 6,000 steps to try and get in. I need to make sure I get some of those in much earlier. Yeah, so I just wanted to get as much of this done as possible and just sort through things, get rid of some lunch boxes, get rid of some lids. There is one lid without a box that I'm keeping, and that's because it actually belongs to my dad. He came round one time with his packed lunch because we were going to go out somewhere together, and he left his packed lunch box behind, and I washed it up, and the next week he said to me, "Oh, I left my lunchbox here." I said, "Oh yeah, I know you did." And I went into the kitchen. I couldn't find the box. I could find the lid, but I couldn't find the box. So goodness knows where that is. Maybe what I should just do is buy him a new lunchbox and give him the lid back and say, "I'm sorry, I lost the box." But I keep thinking it's going to turn up, because where on earth is it? Maybe it's just in one of my safe places. And then in order to keep them all in that cream basket, I need to stack them all inside each other, which is a bit of a pain, but that's the only way they go in there. Now, I know some people will say, "Why have you got all those little tiny lunch boxes? You don't need all them." But the thing is, lunch boxes they get brittle and they easily break, don't they? So now I've got them, I feel like, well, if one the lid goes and the box goes, it's such a waste if it's all split and then I've got rid of them. And there's no point giving them to charity. They just end up going into recycling, which just feels like such a waste. Also, my daughter likes, for her lunches, she'll have like a little pot of olives, a little pot of sun-dried tomatoes, crisp bread, peppers, and she likes them all separate. So obviously, the crisp bread will get all damp if it's with peppers and olives. So we do use the pots for that sort of thing as well. So I do manage to go through my 2 boxes in quite a short period of time, to be honest. I go through all of the stuff in that one and then all the items in the drinks container. So I was quite pleased about that. I've still got probably too many drinks containers, but I am slimming down. I managed to get rid of one. And then in a minute, you'll see that I change the view so you can see that I slide them back in the cupboard. And then I show you a little video of the things that I got rid of. So I got rid of that pink lunchbox, which was my daughter's, but the catches, it was a quite expensive lunchbox, but the catches both broke. So I can't really use it, can I? If we can't close it up properly, I thought this seems a bit silly keeping it. Then the 2 ice cube containers I'm going to put on my sale. I've got the silicone ones, so I don't need the hard plastic ones. Then I've got some empty pots that haven't had any lids for the last few years. I've got a drinks bottle of my daughter's, which she says leaks and is all cracked. 2 pots, which are my mum's, and a water container, which is like, if you go somewhere it's really, really hot, you fill it up with water and put it in your backpack. And then you've got like the long lead, which is like a massive straw that comes around for you to drink out of. Well, that all looked dirty and damaged, so my husband said about getting rid of that. And then if you keep on watching, you'll see a little clip of my garden and the jobs that I've still left that I haven't done, because I've not been in the garden all week because it's pelted down all week. But I thought, oh, I've not gone and had a look at my seeds. So I take you to my greenhouse and I'm over the moon at how all my plants and seeds have come up. So please do watch until you see that. And then right at the very end, I will show you the little clip. It's not a very good picture, but you see if you can spot the deer. So thank you very much for all your comments, all your likes, all your ideas, all your suggestions. And please, 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 I'm really looking forward to you telling me about your challenge, how you're getting on, what you're doing, etc., etc. So today is day 1. Let me know how it's gone. If you're not starting today, that's fine. Let me know when you are starting and we can support each other. Have a lovely weekend and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.